Hello, my loves. Oh my goodness. I can't remember the last time that I was on live in this capacity. I'm looking at my face. This is my fault. I'm breaking out right here. Oh my God. My hormones have been so wild lately. And I am just claiming just restoration and peace and calm all throughout my body. Also, happy Black History Month, divas. Oh my God. Stop focusing on it. It's over. Okay, I'm blow drying my hair, which I realized. Hi, Sheila. How are you, my love? I realize is kind of anti-black. I detangled it and I just got out of the shower. But I'm like, is this anti-black to be blow drying my hair? But I've been meaning to blow dry my hair for like 2 weeks. So we're going to do that today. And if you guys want readings, then you can get some. But just let me know. And then I'll stop blow drying my hair to do your reading. I'm going to start with the back. How are you guys doing? How's your February? January was the longest month of all time and also slow. Hi, Gigi does everything. How are you, my love? Okay. When you know we've been hurt, been down before. Looking at the world like, where do we go? And we hate Popo. Want to kill us dead in the streets for sure. Leo full moon, right? Great time to do beauty stuff. Yeah, it is. And that's so real because Leo is all about the hair. I was just thinking about that earlier. Like having a fifth house stellium in my natal chart and being a Mars ruled woman and having Mars in my first house, my hair, I can't fuck it up. Like I'm not saying I recommend this or that I do this, but I can go a long time without taking care of my hair. And then when I do go to like brush it and different things like that, it just tends to be very like manageable. Like it comes back to life really, really easily. And I was thinking the same thing goes for my body and like muscles because it's like a Martian thing. I can build muscle really fast. I can lose weight. I don't know if I would say fast. I wasn't really tracking and being intentional in that way, but I can create transformation in my body really quickly because my Mars is in Scorpio in my first house. So I was just thinking about that. Like, yeah, like having a fifth house stellium really is the shit. Like, I do have great hair. I'd be like, yeah, resonates. Hi, Gabrielle, Mademoiselle. How are you, my love? I know I haven't talked to you in forever. Great to see you. Miss seeing you on here. Yes. How are you? How have you been? Girl, January was the longest year I've experienced. No, seriously. January was so freaking crazy long. Like crazy long. It felt like January was never going to end, but also that it went by so quickly. Like I kind of ended up, I feel like I took a break in December and then I ended up taking another break kind of in January. It wasn't really like a break on purpose. It was just like so much going on emotionally and mentally, like not even in a negative way, where I was just like, I just need to rest and I just need to fucking chill and I just need to fucking relax. And it's actually been so healing. Like January was such a good month. It was so challenging for me, but it was a really, really, really good month. Okay. I'm going to start blow drying now. I feel that I should mute the microphone. Is that going to be crazy? Let's try and see. Never mind. That's not bad. I don't have it on high. Oh no. I knew that was going to happen. Happy Black History Month, baddies. Thank you. I was just saying that earlier. Happy Black History Month to you too. Can you hear me? I hope you can. I feel that you probably can. How is your February going so far? Do you have any plans for Black History Month? Tell me. Okay, I'm not gonna overdo it or go crazy because my goal is not to have super straight hair. My goal is to have blow dried hair so that when I put my hair up in a ponytail and a clasp, it is more flat because my hair is very voluminous and I need to practice having what? I need to practice having dry hair. Because I was having a moment where I was going to sleep with like my hair kind of like semi wet, like kind of sort of a little bit wet, you know? Like you get in the shower, it gets a little bit misty, then my hair starts getting like really dry around the edges because it's like constantly being misted in the shower, and like my hair's not like drying properly after I get out of the shower, and it's like wet around the ponytail. And that's just like a freaking mess. And then if you go to sleep with your hair wet, like you can grow mold in your hair. Like it's just craziness. So, oh my God, queen, I'm going to have my hair all the way down my back. ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. I feel really good. And like, I don't know. I probably could trim this off, but I won't. I'll save it for when I go to a beautician and then I'll cry. Like not real tears, but like, you know, like you go to the hair salon and they're like, okay, we're going to cut off everything that's not healthy. And you're like, okay, but that's pretty good. It's pretty good and pretty healthy. So that makes me excited. I want to get it cut in layers so bad. But anyway, okay. Oh my goodness. It's freaking hot. Oh. So what was that? I can't leave. Hello, gorgeous. Hi, Elvira. How are you, my love? Tell me how you're doing. I'm so happy to see you here. excited I caught a live. I've been good. And yourself? I am doing so good. I'm semi on the verge of tears right now because this is the longest that my hair has ever been and like the healthiest. But also, I really want to dye my hair really bad. I really want to dye my hair really bad. I really feel like I need a purple afro. And I've been fighting the urge. Because I'm going to have to bleach it. I don't know if I can do that. I think I'm going to get a purple wig and exactly 40-inch long hair. What is that lyric of Megan Thee Stallion? She says something about 40-inch long black weave like Morticia resonates. What color? Purple. I think a purple, like a vibrant purple, like a beautiful purple, maybe a deep purple, like borderline burgundy, but not burgundy, purple. Ugh, I feel like I'll have to do it, but I think I'm just going to get a wig. I think I'm going to get a wig and see if that satisfies me because I can't bleach this. I can't bleach her. I can't do it. What's your wardrobe color palettes? I did ginger. I don't have a color palette. What do you mean by what's a color palette? Girl, I went honey blonde for like 2 years and it was so fun. LOL, I say go for it, but do it in phases. How do you do it in phases? Oh my God. Don't talk me into this. I already... Don't please. Elvira, you're so funny. I say, wait, I feel the same way. I feel like I can't bleach this. I'm emotionally attached. I've been growing this for like, when did I cut my hair off? I cut my hair off like bald in the pandemic, like 2020. Did I have long hair in 2021? No, I cut my hair off in 2019. So I've been growing this since 2019 with, of course, some at-home trims here and there. But like, I'm emotionally attached to her. My clothes were throwing off the vibe. I'm leaning towards wig. Okay. There's even purple. My clothes were throwing the vibe off. I feel like I missed one of your messages, Sheila. My clothes were throwing the vibe off. There's even purple gel that could leave you a cast to see without damage. Yeah, I've seen those. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I just want to have completely purple hair, you know? Like, I feel like I'm not going to be satisfied until it's like a vibrant purple. But I'm like, no, you can't do that. I'm getting married. I don't want purple hair at my wedding. You know what I mean? And I'm single, but I'm planning. What am I going to do? I'm going to dye my hair purple, then I'm going to dye it back black? Am I going to do that? And then you're going to have to keep up with it? I don't think I'm going to do that. Your hair is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, my love. Hi, Dominique. I'm going through the same thing. I want to do a golden honey blonde, but I don't want to damage it. Exactly. You get me. I agree. Don't touch her. Oh my God. You guys are so funny. I feel like, I just feel like a purple afro would eat. If somebody can find me a wig that's like a purple afro, email me. Because I will do that. I will do that in a heartbeat. I'm afraid, but also I feel like I have to be brave. I'm itching to dye my hair again soon, yellow. What are you thinking about dyeing it? I just cut my hair into a pixie in January because I damaged it from dyeing it. Oh, what colors did you have it before you cut your hair off? Did you dye it again when you cut your hair off? Or are you just like your natural hair color now? I agree. I think a purple curly afro wig would eat. I agree, 100%. Bright orange. That's cute. What hue of orange was it? Or shade of orange? Was it like Nickelodeon orange? Do you know the Nickelodeon logo? Because you're in Canada, right? But I think they have Nick in Canada. Honestly, I want to go blonde first, like a nice golden blonde. Then I'm thinking doing an ombre of sorts. Oh my God, so cute. Maybe dark purple. I love that. Ombre to dark purple, ombre from light purple to dark purple, or ombre from blonde to dark purple. Tell me. Hair always grows back. Yes, it's true. So I feel like it's the best kind of restart. I agree. I am a fan of a big chop. I do look really good bald. I've been bald multiple times in my life. Just cutting it off. I do look really good with no hair. But of course, I have Venus in Aries. So we're kind of like notorious for women being able to rock man hairstyles, you know? Had a chance, you still never come through. So you want to come see me, because you know your girlfriend want to be me. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you also have this issue when you're blow drying your hair and your hair is longer and you're like putting it away because it's already been blow dried, but then it touches the other wet hair so it gets puffy again? You know what I'm saying? Think twice because you got a long way to go. Not that deep. Take it easy. Venus and Aries, yeah. For everyone who's interested in going on. Queen of Nature has a light each day. Try a burgundy color. You don't even look for that. Thank you, Gigi. I will replace that for sure. Oh my God. I'm fucking sweating. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just need a hairstylist at this point. I literally, one of my homegirls' mom, she owns a beauty salon. And I really just need to make an appointment because I need my hair to be cut in layers. Maybe I should just do that around my birthday time because it's in a month. I don't know. I feel like I need layers by tomorrow. Okay, Cream of Nature. A lightener that's bleach free. Interesting. I'm going to have to look into that. Is the bleach, when bleaching your hair, is that the thing that hurts your hair? Is the understanding that because there's no bleach in the lightener, that your hair isn't as damaged, or your hair isn't damaged at all? I feel like it would have to do some damage to lighten your hair color, right? But I don't think that I want to do a burgundy. I think I want a more purple than burgundy, because burgundy is a little bit more red. I want it to be more purpley. I do feel like I would eat with burgundy though. Oh my God. Oh my God. It would just be so cute. Oh, you really only live once. Oh, you guys are convincing me. I may just go blonde highlights though and call it a day. And I respect that. Really love your lives. It feels good to connect with you. Oh, thank you, my love. I'm happy that you're here. Thanks, Gigi. I'll definitely look into it. I'm definitely not trying to overdo it and bleach my hair crazy. Yeah. I love a good cut and blowout. Oh, I need a blowout so bad. Well, technically. Is this considered a blowout? Is a blowout just to blow dry? Because when I think of a blowout, I think of your hair's down. You've got a nice kind of curl, a nice moment. The reason why I have to get layers is because I want to do blowouts myself, but you can't. It's not that I can't blow out my hair, but it doesn't. I need to be a 1970s vixen. I'll show you guys when I'm done blow drying my hair. But like, that's what I need. I need 1970s realness. And so for that, I need a little layer. I need a little curtain. I need a little curtain swoop bang moment. And then I need some like curls. Are you understanding my vision? What shade of purple are you thinking? Like deep or lavender? I don't know if you said, and I missed it. Yeah, I want purple, like nearly burgundy, like almost burgundy, but more purple, like a dark purple, but maybe also light purple. No, not a light purple. Like purple enough that when you look at her, you're like, whoa, she has purple hair. You know what I mean? Not so dark that it's like, oh, her hair's, really cool. Oh, her hair's purple. Like I don't want it to be that. You should look at me. You should be like, her hair is purple, that kind of purple. Whatever purple you look at, you say, that's purple, but not too light. It has to complement my skin tone. And I feel like a darker purple tone would complement my skin tone. I have a lot of hair and it's super thick. So I just honestly go to the salon for my hair. It's a lot to handle sometimes. Yeah. What about a plum? I've tried it before and was obsessed. A plum. That's very good. I think plum is a beautiful color to describe what I'm thinking in my mind. A plum color. Possibly a little bit lighter than a plum color, but plum is like, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Have you ever seen Justine Skye? I think that's her name. Her purple was such a vibe. No, I don't know who that is. Who is that? You're delusional. You're delusional. Has any one of y'all ever had a silk press? What's the difference between that and a regular flat iron press? I don't know the difference, but anytime that I've ever gotten a silk press, it's a hot comb that they're using and not a flat iron. It's usually a hot comb and then maybe they'll go in with a little bit of the flat iron, but that's my understanding of a silk press, is that you're using a hot comb instead of a flat iron. That's what I think, but I'm not sure. They might just call it a press, and it might just be a press. They might still call it a silk press even if they're using a flat iron, but I think it's just they're pressing out your hair and it looks kind of silky afterwards. I think. I think that's what makes sense in my mind. Okay. I had to change my earphone. On the press conference, you were conversation. Why are you so obsessed with me? Okay. Oh my God. I listened to one song one time. And they're like, oh, you want to hear this again? No, I don't. I really don't. Thank you. Has any of y'all ever had... Okay, no, I answered that. My grandpa still uses the hot comb too. I love it. Yeah. I love an old school hairstylist. It's really the preference. It really is, always. Like, that's exactly what I was looking for when my friend um, introduced me to her mother's salon. Like, thank God. Thank goodness. You're back. Hi, Lauren. How are you? Can you hear me? Is anyone planning on watching the Grammys? I am not. And I'm glad that you liked the last reading that I did for you, Lauren. How are you? Is anyone planning to watch the Grammys? I'm not, but I'll see the highlights online and I'll judge the outfits, and I hope that Doechii wins for every category she was nominated in. And I don't really care about any other artists. Not like I don't care like in a negative way, but I'm not following any other artists closely enough. The only artist that I would be following closely would be Beyonce, and she wasn't put in for any Grammys this year. You know what I mean? So no, but I will see the highlights online, specifically TikTok. I love an old Hollywood style of volume blow. Exactly. Like, I don't know if you saw that red carpet look that Sabrina Carpenter does, but she's pretty good in general, like with her hairstyles. I feel like that's what you're talking about. That kind of like Hollywood, voluminous. Yeah. I feel like we're on the same page. Yeah. Well, I'm not supposed to talk about Leo full moon this way. Oh my god, yeah. I might have said the font too early. I know you're doing your hair. No big deal at all. Let me know what your question is, because I literally will stop. Oh my goodness. It's fine. I have scars all over my body. Oh, you can't see it. But the fucking YouTube camera settings, I'm not this light skinned. Let's put that on the record. This Black History Month, my skin does not look this fair in this fucking mirror. I'm much browner. Not that much browner. Not like it would be bad if I was that much browner. Just, it's been about 6 months since it was brought to my attention that I have light skin. I just never thought about it. Never realized it. It wasn't really something that was commented on. Anyway, I just feel to say that because I'm on here and I'm straightening my hair, and it's Black History Month, and because this makes my skin look lighter and my dark spots darker, I love myself unconditionally. All right, let's move on. Okay. I need to know what your question is. If you sent in a payment because you want to do a reading, you can let me know what your question is in the comment section, okay? And if anybody also wants a reading, then you can just send it at any time. And I will pause doing my hair to do your question. So, Lauren, let me know what your question is. You're hating. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You get it. You get me. Just let me know what your question is, and then I will do it. And while you're typing your question, oh, never mind. It's going. I just saw your comment. Okay. I have this Leo man that's in my energy, and the karmic contract is thick. Okay. What am I supposed to do with him moving forward? What are my guides saying about Brad? Okay, perfect. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. These social media apps definitely be like, no, it's going to take way too much crazy. No, it is crazy because the different apps have different kind of like filters. Like when you go onto Instagram to record, they sometimes have like an automatic smoothing filter, or YouTube has its own filter. TikTok has its own filter. Each little social media, whatever, they have their own camera setting. So that's why you look different on Snapchat, or you look different on TikTok or Instagram versus when you just open up your camera naturally. And I literally, like, before this live, I'm like trying to tap on the like freaking screen to get it to like focus. It's a fucking mess. Like, I do not look this light. I pinky swear. I would tell you if I did. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't pretend. I wouldn't blackfish. I wouldn't do that. I'm looking at myself. It's not the same. I feel like Mulan. Who is this girl looking back at me in my reflection? Anyway. Okay, Lauren, I'm sorry. Went on a little rant. Oh my God, the song by Olivia Dean, So Easy to Fall in Love, just came on my shuffle. Hi, Jordan, how are you, my love? So Easy to Fall in Love. You might want to go listen to that song. Like, I never listen to it. Not that I don't listen to it on purpose. It just rarely comes on my shuffle, and I don't really listen to it, but I do feel like it's relevant to your reading, Lauren, okay? And also, Sheila, I got your payment, so let me know what your questions are. Okay, let's do this. Okay. I was trying to clip it so that I would look here. When in doubt, cover that shit up with a peace sign. Perfect. Okay. Ow, that hurt the back of my head. Okay. Better. Okay, I'm focused. I'm locked in. Okay. Moving my things out of the way. And setting our timer for 10 minutes. We're going to tap into Lauren's energy and this Leo guy. He's a drama queen. He's a drama queen. Say yes. Years ago, there's probably months ago, I had concepts of an idea for a video. And that video was astrological signs that men should not be allowed to be. And Leo. Leo was definitely one of them. Men should not be allowed to be Leos. Dramatic, but wants to act like he's not. That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Do you need a confidence boost? Okay, perfect, Sheila. We can talk more about it when I get to your questions, because I definitely will have follow-up questions for you there. But wants to act like he's not. Oh my God. So funny. My homegirl had a boyfriend. He was a Leo when we were in college. This is like my best friend at the time. She had a boyfriend. He was a Leo sun and a Pisces moon. I hate him to this day. And not even, we don't have time. It's not even a bad conversation. It's not even a bad story. It's just like, I make it awkward. Okay, I'll tell the story really quick. What an awful mix. No, it was really bad because he and I didn't really have many interactions with one another. And then he developed this like one-sided beef with me where basically he just like did not like me and would like talk shit about me to my friend. And then we go back. Oh, we have a little bit of time, Jordan. This is the 2.5. We go back. No, wait, hold on. Oh, I lost my story. Focus. He was, what the fuck was I just saying? What the hell was I just saying? He was a Leo, Pisces. He started talking shit about me to her. And so then my best friend is coming and telling me the shit that her boyfriend is saying about me. It wasn't even anything like bad. It wasn't anything, how can I say this? Like, it wasn't bad. He just didn't like me. And he would just talk a lot about how much he didn't like me. But it wasn't like, oh, Natalie's ugly. And then years later, there's this conversation about like, ladies, if your boyfriend ever has a girl that he swears that he hates and he just can't stop talking about her, surprise, diva. Like, oh, he was in love with me. You know what I mean? He didn't like me. I didn't like him. Because what the fuck is your problem, bitch? We don't have conversations. We don't talk. Only time I see you is when I'm with my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Shit is cool. Shit is cordial. All of a sudden, you don't like me. All of a sudden, you hate me. I'm public enemy number one. Why is that? Why is that? Because you're in love with me. Anyway. He might have wanted you to... Exactly. Knew that. Could have told you that. Well, not when I was 19. I couldn't have told you that. He just really fucking irritated me. Because what fucking problem do you have, bitch? But now I get it. I get why you had a problem. He is a Leo, Sun, Virgo, Moon, Scorpio, Rising, Cancer, Venus. Like, girl, what? That's not that bad. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. I can't talk shit about Leo men anymore because there's a toddler in my life and he's a Leo and I adore him. I love him bad. I love him bad. He is a drama king. He is dramatic and I love him so bad. And I love him so, so bad. The other day, he was over our house because his parents were moving, well, his dad was moving our Christmas tree out. So this is like a couple weeks ago. I wake up, nobody tells me he's coming over. Why don't you tell me? I'm the only one that really matters. So I wake up, all of a sudden I'm hearing a baby in the living room. Immediately I'm up. Mind you, I'm not really a morning person. I'm not, when I wake up in the morning, okay, bye. When I wake up in the morning, I need silence. I don't like to talk when I just woke up. Like, I'm really not in the mood. I'm really not social right now. Like, I'm acclimating to the realization that I'm back on this planet in this time space reality. Like, I just need to adjust. Except with kids. Oh my God. Good morning, sunshine, you know? So I hear him in the living room and I'm like, oh my God, like, the boy that I love is here. So I go out to like see him. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that he was going to be here? I'm so upset. And they're basically on their way out to leave when I come out, which is so annoying. And we're like hugging. His dad's like, okay, like, you know, like give hugs and kisses, like say bye. And so he hugs my mom. He's like, bye. And then I hug him and I'm like, bye, baby. And he says, bye, baby. Ah! Like, oh my God, I love you so much. I love him. That brought me so much joy in my heart. Like, thank you. I literally melted. And then when he was leaving, he did kind of have a little bit of a meltdown. But anyway, he is very dramatic and he is the sweetest and I love him. They're sweet, but the ego when they become men, I mean, that's an assumption we can choose not to have. What if they didn't? What if they didn't become that? What if they didn't become that? What if speaking to you as a coach and not a friend, what if we had a different set of expectations? Because the way that I would look at that man and the way that I would relate to the man that you're dealing with, I would not relate to him as a Leo. I wouldn't. I would not relate to him as a Leo. How can I describe this? You've described his entire chart. He has a Leo sun, but he has a Virgo moon and he has a Scorpio rising. I'm assuming that his Leo sun is in his 10th house, which kind of gives Capricorn vibes. I wouldn't relate to him or connect with him or hold expectations of him through the lens of being a Leo man. For example, there's a Scorpio man that I deal with who, yes, he's a Scorpio sun, but he has Mars in Virgo and he has Pluto in Sagittarius. He has multiple Scorpio placements, but he has Mars in Virgo. When I look at him, yes, I know that he's a Scorpio, but I don't perceive him as a Scorpio. I look at him, he looks like a fucking Virgo. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like some of his behaviors and ways of being, Mars and Virgo. Did I say he had Mars and Virgo? Oh yeah, I did. I was like, how do you know that? I was like, wait a second, how did you guess that? Oh my God, that's so funny. So what I'm saying is the way that you interact with him requires a little bit more depth, especially because he has a Scorpio rising. I get what you're saying. 9th house in Leo man. That's interesting. Is he famous? And I don't know what we mean by famous, but I've been watching some astrology videos lately on the 9th house and how the 9th house can be like fame on a global scale. But I don't know. We have to pull cards. Because my perception of him is completely different, thinking he's a Scorpio rising with his sun in the 10th house. If he's a Scorpio rising with his sun in the 9th house, I don't know, that changes things. It would make sense that you would feel very spiritually connected to him. And it would make sense that he would be a very spiritual person because Scorpio is very spiritual and the 9th house is a very spiritual house. His sun is in a very spiritual house. I would consider him to be a spiritual person or somebody who's really into like degrees and higher education, possibly even both. When I see 9th house placements or I see Sagittarius placements, that's usually what I see just in like history and experience. When I see people with Sagittarius, I see people who work in higher education, or I see people who have multiple advanced degrees, or I see people who are very spiritual, but they're very intelligent. He thinks he is. He thinks he's spiritual. What does that mean, Lauren? Do you like him? Do you like him? Do you like him? Are you just mad at him in this moment? Oh, he thinks he's famous. I was like, oh my God. I love him. Okay. Hi, Maya. How are you? Okay, let's pull cards. Because I have a million and one different thoughts about what's going on here, and a weird energy, a weird vibe. Capricorn moon man attracts a woman who is a little bit critical. Hey, having a great night. Hope you are too. Yeah, I am. Thank you for asking. Okay. All right, Lauren, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What's going on next in this connection? What's going on? Wait, why did I say what's going on next? We're asking the question, what are next steps? Advice. Okay, Page of Swords fell down. I have to scroll up and get your question. Okay. She's like, what am I supposed to do with him? Moving forward. What am my guides saying? Okay. What am I supposed... I swear to God, I'm gonna scream out loud if another card falls on the floor. Like, what the fuck is going on? Oy. And that's the Ten of Swords. Okay. Let's pull from another deck. Lauren and the Leo guy. What am I supposed to do with him moving forward? What am I supposed to do with him moving forward? The Wheel of Fortune. What am I supposed to do with him moving forward? The Queen of Pentacles. What am I supposed to do with him moving forward? The King of Pentacles. So good. What am I supposed to do with him moving forward? Whew, Lord. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, Knight of Cups, Three of Swords, Two of Swords, Justice, Death, and 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Is your issue with this guy? This is so funny. Okay, because I was saying you said that he has a Virgo moon, which is so freaking funny, because if I'm seeing somebody who has a Virgo moon, then I'm thinking not only are they a kind of hypercritical person, but their mother was probably a very hypercritical person. And our moon sign is what we want and what we seek out in our like romantic relationships. Your moon sign as a man in your natal chart is what you need to be emotionally fulfilled in a relationship. And so just some of the things that you're like saying about him, the kind of undercurrent, there's a little bit of disrespect. There's a little bit, no, I don't want to say it's not intentionally disrespectful, but it's like undermining. Is he a dramatic person? He is a dramatic person, but he swears that he's not a dramatic person. Is he famous? He thinks that he's famous, but he's not. His perception of who he is and who he really is are not the same. And it's negative. This is something that's happened twice, energetically and just, I don't know, can I say statistically? I'd be willing to admit that this is a pattern of thought. This is something that happens in your mind a lot when it comes to him, which is why I asked you the question, do you like him? You say, I love him, but do you like him? If you're this critical woman, really good, because he has a Virgo moon, he probably loves you so bad. When you criticize him, he's like, just like mom. Just like mom. Just like mama used to do. Subconsciously. But also, with the energy of the King of Wands, it feels to me like your issue in this connection is that you want him to take leadership. Knight of Cups, to communicate to you clearly. You want him to take leadership to communicate to you clearly. I don't know if there was a third party situation or just like heartbreak that you experienced in this connection because of his indecision, because of him going back and forth, because of him not being clear. What you need to do first and foremost in this relationship is you need to process your negative emotions and feelings and experiences first. Because your negative emotions and feelings and experiences with him are negatively impacting how you perceive him. And so there's a part of you that isn't expecting him to show up and lead. There's a part of you who is telling the story that he's fucking unreliable. He thinks this, but the truth is this. Is he incapable? Is he incompetent? And if he is incapable and if he is incompetent, is that a man that you want to be in your life? What we know about his natal chart, he's probably not. If you have that 9th house energy, you probably are brilliant. If you have that Scorpionic energy, you probably are intelligent, right? Survivalist. I'm a Scorpio rising, so I have a bias, of course. If you have Virgo energy in your chart, you are incredibly intelligent. It's ruled by Mercury. So we can't say that he's not an intelligent man. And I'm not saying that you directly said that he's not an intelligent man. I'm saying there are parts of you, because of the experiences that you've had with him, that are not perceiving him as a man who is capable and competent and ready, willing, and eager to lead you in this situation. And when I say lead you, I don't necessarily mean in like a patriarchal sense where like you're not capable and you're not competent, but I mean show up in a way where he as a man can make you feel safe and secure and protected in this connection, so that the insecurity and the hurt and the pain can be eradicated. It feels like there's something that you want him to say to you, like it's you want him to express how he feels, or you want him to express like his passions, you want him to express what's alive within you. But with this energy of justice and death, it feels like the relationship that you want is going to come in after this transformation. The reason why I've been focusing on you is because your question is, what am I supposed to do with him moving forward? But you're focused on the wrong thing. If you focus on you, he's going to shift his shit on his own. And what I mean by you focusing on you, I don't mean fuck love, I'm going to go focus on work. No. I mean, focusing on yourself within the context of this relationship, focusing on yourself within the context of this connection. Think about how you want to be when you are in love. Think about how you would want to be in a committed relationship. Yes, you're having an experience right now where the two of you are not committed, but think about it how I talk to my students about manifestation all of the time. It doesn't matter where you go, your mindset is going to follow you. It doesn't matter if you move from one state to the next state. If you feel powerless, there's situations in your next state that's going to make you feel powerless. It doesn't matter if you go from one company to the next. If you feel like you're always the odd one out, you're going to continue to feel like the odd one out. So right now in your mind, it's kind of like, if we could just get into that relationship, if we could just get into that connection, but a change in the relationship status or him committing to you, that's not going to solve your problem, because the mindset pattern of kind of nitpicking, the mindset pattern of having negative expectations of men, the mindset pattern of he is so egotistical and all of this stuff, that's just hindering you. That's just blocking you. And so it's like, instead of looking at him, waiting for him to change, are you willing to work on and move through your emotions and your feelings? Are you willing to process your shit? When I wanted him to do this and instead he did this, it made me feel this. You move through that. You process that. You shift that. And not only do you need to shift those past emotions, you have stuff about men from your past, whether that's fathers, uncles, cousins, inherited shit, whatever. You have stuff about men from your past that also needs to be cleaned and cleared and moved through. You need to heal your relationship with men. So you get yourself to a place where you expect men to show up for you and you expect men to take care of you. He's not really showing up as a page. He's showing up as two kings. And I don't see him as the Knight of Cups. I see the Knight of Cups as action that he does have the capacity to take. But do you perceive him as somebody who has the capacity to take that action? Do you perceive him as somebody who wants to take that action? It feels like a part of you is telling the story that he doesn't want to love you. When you focus on he's so egotistical and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do this, and when I want him to do this, he actually does this, and it pisses me off and I hate it so much and I'm so frustrated and I'm so angry because I want to be with him, but he does blah, 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 blah. In that moment, are you telling the story and are you feeling as if he wants to be in a relationship with you? Because if you were telling the story and you were believing and experiencing a world wherein he wanted to be in a relationship with you, it's not that his ego wouldn't magically disappear. It's that his ego would obviously be a problem that he needs to deal with. And he would have the intrinsic motivation, the internal motivation to do something about it. And so you would not be at war with his ego because that's his own thing that he needs to work through. And it's something that he's obviously going to work through because he wants to be with you. He has a Virgo moon. He has a Venus in Cancer. That's so good and that's so positive. Yes, of course, it depends on different things within the chart and blah, 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 blah. Maybe that Venus in Cancer is it in the 9th house or is it in the 8th house? Regardless, I'm not saying that there's not challenges. I'm not saying that there's not difficulties. But just based on what I know, this is probably a man who does want to be in a relationship. This is probably a man who does want to have a connection. Looking at the cards and tapping into the energy, of course, this is a man who wants to have a relationship. So let me go back to my original thought. My original thought was your thoughts and your mindset and your way of being is going to follow you no matter what. Is how you're thinking about him right now and how you're talking about him right now, is that the way that you want to be talking about him when the two of you are in a relationship? If that was your boyfriend, if that was your husband, and the two of you were together in a committed relationship and you were having a conversation about him, would the conversation that you have about him be, he is so dramatic, but he swears that he's not? And I'm not saying that you did something wrong, because I know we were having that conversation and I asked you, but I'm asking you to take a moment and sit and reflect. What kind of conversations would you want to be having about him? What kinds of things would you actually want to be talking about? It's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult for you to sit and focus on all of the things that you love about him and all of the things that are so amazing about him and all of the things that you want to see more of within him, while you still have not handled your pain and your hurt and your heartbreak. You have to look at and you have to handle the pain and the hurt and the heartbreak. Once you have processed that, or as you continue to process that and move through that, like, I just had such a negative, horrible experience with the Scorpio guy that I was talking about, right? A couple of months ago. Right now, I feel pretty good and I feel pretty positive. I still have moments where I feel angry and I still have moments where I feel upset. So I'm not saying that you're going to process, you're going to move through this one time and it's going to be done. It might take you a moment, and there might be times when anger and stuff like that comes up. So you're going to deal with that. But when you're actively dealing with it instead of ignoring it or like ruminating in it, when you process it to move through it, there's a difference between ranting and processing emotions. You need to process these experiences emotionally, so that way you can focus on the things that you love about him without being angry and without being upset. You can focus on, I love this about him and this about him and this about him, but I really hate when he does this. You know what I mean? You want to have an experience where you can focus on the things that you love, and you can focus on the things that you enjoy, and you can focus on the things that light you up about this connection. And you want to process the emotions and focus on what kind of experience you want to have with him. What kind of relationship you want to have with them, what that looks like for you, what that feels like for you, what that is like for you. That's the message. How should you be dealing with this? With the energy of the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, this is a connection in a relationship that can come together, but you have to break the pattern of saying, it's kind of like, it's all his fault. We would be together if only he did blah, 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 blah. Things would be so much different if only he did blah, 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 blah. But it's kind of like, it really does take two to tango in the situation. Yes, he has his own stuff to do as you work on your own stuff, as you start telling the story that you're supported or you're in an amazing relationship, you're loved, you're taken care of. His energy is going to shift because he's already open to being in a relationship with you. It's like the blocks that are happening in your connection are not genuine, authentic blocks. It's not real. It will disintegrate. I've never seen the movie The Matrix, but I feel like they're showing me something from like The Matrix, where it's like something appears to be real, but then you like try to like grab onto it and it turns into like sand in your hands or something like that. Like, it's not real. So you might have issues with him or challenges with him. And as you heal your own stuff and as you tell a new story that you're supported and loved and all of that stuff, his energy will shift and his energy will change. The way that he's showing up will change. Okay? That's the energy. That's the vibe. And it's very clear. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to scroll down and see what you've been saying. Hi, Glitterati Nails. There's 2 more readings after this. I felt this. Good. I'm happy that helped you as well. Okay, let me know what your thoughts are, Lauren. Thanks, Nat. You're welcome, my love. Okay, and if you want, you can check out the free resource library. That might really help you to identify your limiting beliefs. It's already linked in the description box if you want to check that out. Okay. Sheila. I have to get my freaking charger. It's right there on the thing. Oh my God, I'm so hot. Okay. Okay, confidence boost. So I'm thinking talent skips reading and a finance careers reading. At a loss, feeling stuck, at a crossroads. Okay, Sheila. So my question is, you want to do a talents and gifts reading because you need a confidence boost? You want me to give you a reading and tell you what your talents and gifts are so that you can get a confidence boost? I wouldn't recommend that. Just because in that moment and in that instance, right now, you're dealing with a wound being triggered around your self-confidence and you're trying to get external validation. I can sit here and list all of your talents and gifts and skills. That's not going to heal the reason that you're not feeling confident at the root. So tell me more about what's going on and let's come up with a question that will actually help you so that you leave the reading feeling soothed and you can more easily boost your own confidence yourself. Because if I do a reading telling you what your talents and gifts and skills are, what are you going to do the next time you feel a dip in your confidence? You're going to keep going back to that same reading, or you're going to get another reading, but then it becomes this kind of like bottomless pit of no matter how much people tell me that I'm talented, I never believe it. It never lands. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do that. I don't want to contribute to that experience of I'm trying to get validation. I'm trying to get people to tell me that I'm good enough, but none of it ever satisfies me. It's because external people can't heal what you're going through. Even though, of course, experiences of people complimenting your work and telling you that you're talented, yes, that can support you and that can be healing in a way. But what you're talking about, feeling that lack of confidence within yourself, me telling you what your talents and gifts and skills are is probably not going to help and support you as much as I possibly could. Thanks, Justin, to Cash App. Okay, awesome. You can let me know what your question is now, but if you want to wait, you can until I do Sheila. Sheila has 2 questions. Okay. So just let me know, Sheila, like what's alive within you? Like what are you choosing to create right now in your career? And what are the thoughts that are coming up for you that feel like resistance? Is it like, I'm wanting to grow and expand in this way, but I feel like I'm not capable. I'm wanting to do this and this and this, but I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. Just talk to me, okay? And while you're typing, oh, never mind. Okay. If I'm going to be completely honest, the best that I can describe it is the Neptune has been in my first house of Pisces for the past 10 plus years, and I've just been feeling the weight of others. Okay, while you continue to type, take your time. I'm going to continue to blow dry. And we'll just... do double. Projection is a little bit confused on how to move forward and building confidence. Okay. My next question for you, Sheila, if you're still typing, then continue to type whatever you're saying. But if you're done typing, my next question is, what do you want to build confidence in? You want to build confidence in your body? You want to build confidence in your career? Tell me more about what kind of confidence you're wanting to build. No one can come tell me about myself, the strengthening my boundaries. So what has been going on can't again because I don't let it. Yeah. I'm not sure what reading about it. Okay. Alright. Oh my god, what just happened? Oh. No, seriously, what just happened? I just dropped a little knob, but knob from where? I have no idea. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about this. Okay. Projections finally lifting off now, but I feel a bit confused on how to move forward and building confidence. Okay, this is so good. So, first things first, your relationship with astrology and powerlessness is something that you want to reflect on and kind of begin to disengage with, because when it comes to astrology, there's a lot of projections in astrology, especially for Pisces, especially for Neptunian people, because people do not really understand Pisces. People do not really understand Neptunian energy. And so when people talk about Pisces, the first thing that they say, this is how I know whether or not to listen to an astrologer's perspective. If you're talking about Pisces and the first thing you say when you're talking about Pisces or you're talking about Neptune is the word delusion, I'm going to click off immediately. I'm going to click off immediately, because Pisces is like the dream. It's the vision. It's the creativity. Pisces is music. Pisces is art. And even though we might consider Leo to be artistic in a way, Leo might be the main character on the stage that is bringing the character to life. But the script and the idea for the story and the theme, it's Pisces energy. Like, that's just how I think about things. That's one aspect of Pisces. That's one aspect of Neptune. So when I think about Neptune energy and I think about Pisces energy, I think about creativity, and I also think about spirituality. And so yes, Pisces can deal with a lot of projections and different things like that, but you also have a Pisces rising. So it's very interesting that your perception is that Neptune being in your first house has been negatively impacting you this whole time, but it's not very different from what you have already been living and what you will continue to live. Not saying that you have to be someone that accepts the things that people project onto you. Not saying that you can't be somebody who doesn't have boundaries, but it's just kind of like, well, if I was looking at your chart, I'm not saying that wouldn't be something that would affect you, but I find it interesting that that's something that you perceive to be like, wow, this had such a huge negative impact on me. From my perspective, I would think that this moment and like your thoughts about the Neptune and Pisces transit are a reflection of your feelings of powerlessness and the story that you've been telling, that other people decide the narrative of your life. Other people decide who you get to be. Because yeah, Pisces is porous. It is sensitive. It is a water sign. And it is heavily impacted by the energy of other people. But one experience, one way that you could have, and still could, respond to that experience is by saying and acknowledging, I'm a really sensitive person. And so that means I can't be in every environment with every person. That might make me feel more selective of who I'm around. That might make me feel more selective about the kind of work that I want to do. Pisces energy, and I would consider Neptunian energy to be this as well, it's very opulent because it's a dreamy energy. It's an energy of the afterlife. It's an energy of infinite potential. Pisces energy, Neptunian energy is like a lucid dream. The reason why so many Pisces are so brilliant and they don't live up to their full potential is because they don't believe in themselves and they don't have that follow through because of the things that happen in their childhood experience, because of the heartache, because of them living in a world where everybody's telling them, you can't do that. That's unrealistic. Pisces doesn't make sense to other people and other signs because it's like you see those things online where people are like, when God called you and anointed you and made you for this specific purpose, he didn't make it a conference call, so they don't have to understand. That's Pisces energy. When you have Pisces energy, when you have Neptunian energy, you have a dream for a higher vision, for some sort of utopia, for some amazing creativity, for some goodness that you are being called to bring into the world. And it's going to look different than anything that anybody else has ever done. And so there are people who are going to say that it's not possible. They're wrong. That is why Pisces is about faith. So if I was dealing with Neptune transiting my first house for 10 years, that might powerfully put me on a path of next level of faith. It might look like experiences that are pushing me to expand my faith. It might look like experiences that are pushing me to be more creative with how I express myself, like you talked about with your hair. So, okay, that was one thing. I just want to say, people are going to project onto you always, especially because you're a Pisces rising. That comes with the territory. What they think about you is none of your business. What's important and what's relevant is your perception of yourself. They can think whatever they think, but the problem is that you accept it. They can project energy and they can tell whatever stories about you that they want to tell. But the problem is how you respond internally. Your willingness to comply with what somebody else is telling you about who you are and who you get to be. It's about internal leadership. Okay. I want to build security and confidence in myself. Nobody can tell me about myself. Strengthen my boundaries. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's do like messages from your spirit team about building your self-confidence. What messages can help you to build your self-confidence? I think that'll be the greatest question to ask, in addition to the conversation that we've already had. I think that'll be really good because then I can actually give you some practical tools. Because it's kind of like if I tell you, this is what your strengths are, this is what your skills are. It's like, is a part of you only willing to believe that that is your strength and that is your skill because I said that it was? You know what I mean? It's like, this is the lesson. This is the work of self-trust. This is the work of knowing who you are and having an experience where nobody can tell you who you are. That includes amazing, beautiful, perfect psychics on the internet, like myself. Having an experience where nobody can tell you who you are starts with internal self-discovery. Figuring out what you like, figuring out what you enjoy, figuring out what your preferences are. I say this all the time with my clients when we usually start working together in the beginning. I want you to focus on identifying your emotions. Because as you focus on identifying your emotions, you're practicing identifying how you feel from moment to moment. And when you can acknowledge and recognize, I feel disappointed, I feel discouraged, I feel powerless, I feel angry, I feel happy, I feel joy, I feel satisfaction. When you can acknowledge how you feel, then when it's time for you to have a meal, you can acknowledge, I don't feel like Chinese food. I don't feel like Taiwanese food. I don't feel like Mexican food. Your body and your mind are constantly sending you signals and communication through your emotions. But what you have, Sheila, is an abundance of overriding that communication. Your body, especially your first house, Pisces, your body and your being is so intelligent and intuitively intelligent. Your body is telling you, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. This is who I want to be. This is how I want to serve. This is how I want to create. But somebody outside of you is saying, this is what you have to do. And when what they're saying is different from your body, you're saying, it doesn't matter that my body doesn't agree. It doesn't matter that my body doesn't feel safe. It doesn't matter that my body doesn't feel taken care of. I'm going to follow them because they know better than me. I don't trust myself. And so that's where that cycle of not trusting yourself comes into play. And you're going, I don't know what to do. I feel confused. Finding your way back starts with your emotions, identifying your emotions, identifying what's alive within you. So you can start paying attention more and more to that voice inside of your head that's telling you this is right, this is wrong. And not right versus wrong in terms of like morality, like this is ethically wrong for you to do this, but right versus wrong in terms of what's right for me versus no, this doesn't really feel like the best fit for me. No, this isn't really what I want to do. No, this isn't what I want to create. This isn't where I want to go versus this feels like the right direction. This feels like the right thing to create. Okay. So you're going to start on a small scale of asking yourself things like, what do you want to eat? What sounds good to buy at the grocery store? What direction do you want to take when you're navigating the streets and you're going to and from work? But then it's going to add up around the clothes that you wear and the way that you express yourself and then the art that you create. And then when you're auditioning for parts, the way that you decide to play certain characters, because that's how you're going to stand out. That's how you're going to land roles. You're going to be the woman who is reading the script and everybody else is going to be reading for that character in one specific way. We're doing a Shakespeare play. This is how Lady Macbeth has always been spoken. This is what Ophelia's character has always been. But your body is going to say to you, what if Ophelia was passive aggressive? What if Ophelia was resentful? And so while everybody else is reading for Ophelia in a different way, in a stereotypical way, you're coming in with something fresh. You're coming in with something new because your body, your intuition communicated that to you and you followed it. It felt like the right direction. That's how you're going to get the roles. Okay. And then when it comes down to boosting your confidence and getting sure in yourself, one of the best ways to do this is to develop a practice of identifying the things that you love and like and enjoy about yourself. I'm sure that you see it all the time in my videos. I say really nice things about myself. I make a joke, I laugh at my own joke, and then I say, she is the funniest girl that I know. I'm not doing that for the viewers, whatever they would get out of it. I'm doing that for me. I walk around my house saying really funny shit. I laugh really hard, you guys, really hard. There should be a camera following me around. I'm really funny. And I think, oh my God, like, you're so funny. You're the funniest girl that I know. And that builds a sense of liking myself. That builds a sense of enjoying myself. There's so much fear going on within. There's so much fear and there's so much like anxiety within you. It feels like you're like clenched. Okay. So you might want to do, I think I've got the Feeling Your Feelings meditation inside of the free resource library. Check that out. I don't know if I've ever sent you that before, but if I have, then you can get it from there. You can try the free resource library. If it's not there, then email me. But you have to do that within the next like 2 days because I'm not going to want to do it in like 3 days probably, you know? So you might want to try that meditation. But basically, you want to try just laying down, getting comfortable, and breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And with every exhale, you just focus on relaxing different parts of your body. You're breathing, you're releasing, you're exhaling, you're relaxing your eyebrows, you're relaxing your forehead, you're relaxing the muscles behind your eyes. You can just imagine the muscles relaxing. You're relaxing your cheekbones, you're relaxing the muscles around your nose, you're relaxing the muscles around your mouth, you're relaxing the muscles of your cheek and your jaw, and you're relaxing the muscles of your neck, and then you're relaxing your shoulder muscles, and then you're going to go all down your body, and you're just going to relax every part of your body. And by doing that exercise, emotions are going to come to the surface. You might cry. That's okay. You have tears that need to be cried. You have energy that needs to be released and moved through. You're anxious. One of the reasons why you're dealing with such high levels of anxiety is because you're not listening to yourself emotionally, and you're kind of like running away from how you feel. Let me know in the comments section if I'm way off base. What I can feel tapping into your energy is running away from yourself emotionally, but then you're like, I want to feel good. I want to feel better. Anything but feeling my negative emotions. I was going to try somatic routine for the morning and EFT for February. Beautiful, fabulous, really good. Yeah. I would definitely recommend trying the meditation for feeling your feelings. That one's really, really good too. And EFT is also really good. So that's what, okay, good. That's what you want to focus on, is identifying, well, not just identifying your emotions, like naming them, even though that's really good, but feeling your feelings. Practicing relaxing your muscles so that you can let your feelings come up. And for me, when I was doing this practice for the first time a couple of years ago, it was just an experience of communicating to myself, like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry, and it's okay to feel. And in the first couple of times that I tried that, I did not cry. But as I continued showing up for myself and letting myself know it's okay to cry, it's okay to express your emotions, it's okay to feel, then the emotions were coming through. It's kind of like you've got a lot of emotions, and you're just now sifting through them. This is just about that personal accountability and that personal leadership. Being the woman who nobody can tell you about yourself is just being the woman who has a strong awareness of who she is. And your awareness of who you are is going to come from your relationship with your emotions. Because who you are is just your boundaries. Your boundaries define who you are. And it's really about your preferences. Who am I? I'm Sheila, and I like live theater. I like performing on stage. That's who you are. That is a reflection of you. There's somebody else in the world who doesn't like theater and who doesn't like performing on stage. Boundaries can separate us from other people. You are an individual person. When we have compatibility with other people, we just have things within ourselves that we resonate with them on too. When you have compatibility with people, you identify as somebody who loves theater. They identify as somebody who loves theater. You guys are compatible. Now you talk about theater things. You have a friendship that's based in a mutual love of theater. You're not losing yourself in that relationship because you're showing up authentically. But in order to have that authentic connection and in order to build those safe relationships, you've got to have a clear idea and picture of who you are and what's alive within you. That's how you feel. That's what you want. No, I don't really want to go do that. I had my friends I had a friend of mine invite me to go to a male stripping event. I did not want to go. She's an Aquarius. Her birthday is coming up, and I wanted to do something with her, like take her out to dinner or something like that. So when she invited me, I was like, I'm not excited to go, but if that's what my friend wants to do, like I'll go with her. But then when she said, oh, I'll let you know when we all get our tickets, I was like, oh, perfect. If there's already a group going, then I don't have to go because I really don't want to go. I'm not a big fan of wieners, and I just... It just doesn't sound like a good time to me. I'm not judging anybody if they do enjoy that. I'm not a male stripper kind of girl. I'm just not. So anyway, that kind of experience is something in my body. Immediately no. Would I be willing to go to support my friend? Sure. But if there's already other people going and there's not going to be any negative consequence of me like not going for them emotionally, oh, diva, I'm not going. And I'm able to decipher that very clearly because I have a connection with myself and I know how I feel. I'm able to identify how I feel. We have a new dawn. The worst is now behind you and positive experiences are on the horizon. The last thing that you guys are saying about your confidence is it's like a mindset thing. You might want to get into scripting, okay? Just practicing seeing yourself in a different experience and where you want to be. Because right now you've got a habit of focusing on what's wrong or focusing on what's not going right or focusing on things that make you worry, things that make you feel afraid, like worst case scenarios. Well, what if this happens and this happens and this happens? What if I don't get this? What if I can't do this? What if it doesn't get better? And that just makes you worry. It just makes you feel worse, and it just keeps you in that cycle of fear. And so what you want to do is you want to deliberately start tapping into, at least once a day, what is it that you want to create? And what would life be like if you got it? And I like scripting for that because it helps you tap into that energy of living in the end. You can look up on YouTube my name with scripting and a video will pop up for you. It's a pretty good video that gives you some basics. It's like scripting 101. So you might want to look into that, and you might want to try that, but there's a million different ways to script. I would just recommend that you start scripting and start tapping into that energy. So you want to bust out your journal and you want to practice writing as if you are your confident self. What does that confident Sheila, how does she behave? And what does she think? And what does she know about herself? And what does she expect in the world? I know that I'm amazing. I know that I'm talented. What is going to be so good? Yes, identifying the things that you like about yourself and celebrating yourself is so good. Another good thing to do is tapping into that energy of the version of yourself who knows that you are talented, who knows that you are amazing. Not just, hey, what do you think my talents, gifts, and skills are? But what do you want your talents, gifts, and skills to be? If you want to be in that theater, if you want to be doing live theater, if you want to be doing shows, if you want to be working in entertainment, do you want to be just like an okay actress who's just like there and like, you know, like she's another body on the stage? Or do you want to be the motherfucking best? Do you want to be the woman that people go to see the show and then they write articles in the newspaper about it the next day? And they're like, Sheila is the star of this. Sheila takes Hamlet and makes it her own. They need to change the name of Hamlet to Ophelia's show. And imagine if that was happening. You don't get into, how is it going to happen? That's not your job. That's not what you focus on right now. You just go play in your imagination, and you can do this because you're a Pisces. That is the fucking gift. You're already an imaginative person. And so now you are just stepping into that leadership of your mind and deliberately taking yourself to places in your imagination while also deliberately being willing to believe and being willing to expect your desires to manifest. Yes, you're on a journey. Yes, you're going to have to develop some skills when it comes to acting or when it comes to believing in yourself. But the skills that you're going to need to develop are going to be made clear to you as you practice tapping into that energy. I am an amazing actress. If you don't want to go into being like an A-list actress, mega superstar right off the bat, because that might take you out of it, it might be harder for you to believe that, you can tap into a little bit of local celebrity. I did lots of recurring shows at XYZ local theater, and there are articles that are being written about me. You can sketch out an experience where you wake up in the morning and one of your friends has sent you a link to a new review, and it's a glowing review. How do you feel as you wake up in the morning and you check your phone and you see that link and you click on the link and you're like, oh my God, what is it going to say? You know from the title. Sheila is the star of this play. You know it's a good one. And so you feel that energy of anticipation. You feel that energy of like excitement, like, oh my God, they saw my show and it was good. And they wrote a whole article about it. Out of everybody in the cast, they wrote about me. And so you're reading and it's like, it was a great show. And this is a little bit about the production. And this is who the director is. And then boom, there is your name. And there was one actress whose performance stood out among the rest. Sheila, who performed blah, 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 added such exquisite detail and layer and blah, 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 to this world. I have never in my 26 years of reviewing theater seen anything like this. I have chills on my body right now. You sit and you scroll through that article and you feel that energy of pride and maybe tears well up in your eyes because you are being recognized for the amazing work that you do. You're talented. You are skillful. You knew it. You felt it in your heart. You showed up for yourself. You're already getting positive results, and the world is recognizing what you always knew all along. Boom. That's your script. That's your scene. That's what you imagine. That's what you write about. And it doesn't just have to be that one, but that's a great example. Go even deeper into that. And as you continue to tap into that energy, you're going to become more confident in yourself. And the reason why I keep saying this is because you already have talents and gifts and skills. The more that you tap into your confident self, the more you're going to be able to acknowledge it. It's like, I've always been doing amazing work for years. You know this. But it wasn't until I started tapping into my energy is so powerful and my work is so purposeful and I'm so amazing at what I do and I'm confident in what I do, that I started to look at my work and say, damn, this is really good. I'll write a fucking Instagram post caption, a YouTube, community caption, an email. And I'm like, ooh, bitch, that is good. That's really good writing. That's really good copy. I've always been an amazing writer. My skills have gotten better over the years. And it's all because I started tapping into the energy of confidence, tapping into the energy of marketing is so easy for me. Selling is so easy for me. And so I started getting inspired ideas on what to talk about or how to word things. Words started flowing more easily when I was writing copy for emails or Instagram captions or whatever. Okay? So a new dawn, the worst is now behind you and positive experiences are on the horizon. If things were only getting better from here, what would you be thinking and what would you be feeling? When you're having those moments of freaking out, do your EFT tapping. That's going to help you regulate your nervous system. And then ask yourself that question. If things were only getting better from here, what would I be thinking and what would I be feeling? I would be thinking I can fucking do this. I would be thinking the world is on my side. I would be thinking money loves to support me. I would be thinking I am talented. I would be thinking God created me for a reason and he is co-creating this life experience with me and we can do anything when me and God team up together. There is nobody that can stop me. If God is for me, then who can be against me? I would be thinking I trust my opportunities to find me. I would be thinking, I trust goodness to show up in my life. I would be thinking my next opportunity is showing up any minute now. I would be in a lot of that anticipatory energy, right? That's what you want to practice. The biggest thing for you right now is giving your mind something else to do. Yes, process your feelings. Yes, process the emotions. But you got to give your mind something else to do. Give your mind something to focus on you, like succeeding, that vision. That's all that is. Because you just have a momentum of thought built up. So a habit of thinking, that's let me go to the worst case scenario. You just have a habit of thinking that says, let me go focus on something to worry about, something to be afraid of. And so every single day, as you're just practicing, imagining yourself succeeding, you're practicing believing, and you're practicing your scripting. You're getting more and more comfortable seeing yourself win. You're just giving your brain something else to do. And over time, you're not going to be the woman who's worried and anxious and downward spiraling. You're going to be the woman who shows up for herself habitually and sees herself succeeding. And you're going to see the positive consequences in your mindset, your ideas that you receive, and also the things that happen in your physical reality. Okay? All right, so that was it for your first question. Now, your next question is your finances and career. Tell me a little bit more specifically about what you want around that. Okay. I recently made a vision board and I put the phrase, what's the best that could happen? Because I've been trying to stop the worst cases. Beautiful. Perfect. And that's something that you want to get into, make it more than a phrase. It's not just what's the best that could happen. It's every time you see that on your vision board, you stop and you deliberately take out a couple of minutes to imagine what's the best that could happen. If I was you, that's how I would really step into my power around that. Okay. So talk to me about your next comment, and then my hair is like reverting a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna do one more pass through of this bottom piece. OMG. Oh my god, she's tingled. No. Alright. Like, girl, this is my problem with blow drying my hair. I literally started crying. Oh, so good. Crying is, you know, an emotional release, so you already know that I love a good cry. Okay. Saturn return is happening in my second house, and I haven't locked into what I want to pursue, so I just wanted some guidance for finances. And if anything career comes up, I'll take the message. Okay, perfect. You can take your time. Thank you. No rush if you want to blow some more out. No, it's okay. Thank you. Because I have your question and then I have another question. So, okay. Let's get into this. Your Saturn return is starting. You have Saturn in Aries in the second house. And you waited until your Saturn return began to lock in. And I'm pausing, not because I'm judging you. I'm pausing so that you have time to sit and reflect on what that means. You knew that your Saturn return was coming up, and you waited until it was just beginning. You said that assignment is not going to be due until 11:59 p.m. Astrologically speaking, in the metaphor, it is currently 10 o'clock. This is like when you're in elementary school and you have to do a project, and then it's the night before the project is due, and it's the evening time, and you go to your mom and you're like, hey, I need to go to Michael's because I need to get some tools because I have a project due tomorrow. I've tried it and made strides, but it's been like 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. Okay, perfect. So there's the story of powerlessness again. Period. And that's going to be a huge component of your Saturn return. Everything that we said in the last reading powerfully connects with your Saturn return in Aries. Saturn in Aries is all about your individual power, your personal leadership, your personal sense of responsibility. Would you be focusing on your career and your finances if you didn't know about your Saturn return? Or are you only focusing on your career and your finances because you know that this is your Saturn return? With the Saturn in Aries energy, it's about being a self-starter. It's about taking initiative. It's about doing what lights you up. So everything we talked about with identifying how you feel and identifying what's alive within you is going to be super relevant to your Saturn in Aries energy. Because I believe that the Saturn in Aries lesson, one of their biggest lessons, is about individuality and being willing to stand in your individuality, okay? You've got Saturn in Aries in the second house. I have Saturn in Taurus. My Saturn return is in about 3 years. To prepare for my Saturn return, I've been going crazy with my self-worth work because I know that by the time my Saturn return is here with Saturn and Taurus, I better have $1 million in the bank. I know that much, right? Taurus energy, second house energy. This is what we have. This is our personal possessions, and it's also our self-worth, right? Because our self-worth, what we believe we deserve to experience, how we believe we deserve to be treated, is directly contributed to the personal possessions we allow ourselves to have, to receive, and to keep. The money that we allow ourselves to be paid. So with Saturn and Aries in your second house, the money that you allow yourself to be paid, the lifestyle you allow yourself to live, the things you allow yourself to receive are powerfully connected to your relationship with yourself and you taking that personal responsibility for yourself and for your own life. Ask yourself those questions about your motivations. And instead of putting pressure on yourself because this is my Saturn return, a different way of looking at it would be the transits are just giving you an opportunity. It's not the planets imposing their will on you. There are people who have amazing Saturn returns. There are people who don't do so well. There are people who go into their Saturn return and they don't make a lot of necessary changes. And then from what I have seen, they kind of plateau a little bit or they kind of end up worse off. Your Saturn return, from my perception, is something that if you've done the work that you need to do, that's such a good perception. Okay, let me just say this. Your Saturn return is like the final exam. Your Saturn return is not something that when the clock strikes and Saturn moves back into your natal sign, now it's time to get our shit together. Your Saturn return is not, you have 3 years of proving yourself. Your Saturn return is, you've had about 27, 28 to 30 years on planet Earth. What have you learned about responsibility in this specific area? For me, with Saturn and Taurus, you've had about 27, 30 years of feeling restriction around your self-worth, feeling like you don't deserve to be treated well. As Saturn prepares to move back into your sign, what have you learned about your self-worth? And based on what you have learned, that's going to determine the kind of Saturn return experience that you have. How have you changed? How have you grown? And so instead of looking at this experience and this transit as something that you could pass or fail, you got to look at it the way that we should be looking at all testing and test scores and recognize that it's really just an evaluation of the skills that you have developed or the skills that you have not developed. This is an opportunity where you have the energetic support backing you to make those necessary changes. But the reason why you make those necessary changes does not need to be because the Saturn return is here now. That kind of defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? Especially because you have Saturn in Aries. It's not about what the fucking universe wants. It's actually about what you want. It's actually about what you desire. You've had some experiences where you've fallen on your butt a couple times because you didn't stand up for yourself, because you didn't have hardcore boundaries, because you did not show up boldly. You chose to show up self-contained. You chose to show up and criticize your individuality, which happened as a natural consequence of your childhood experience. It doesn't make you a bad person. But there were moments when you did not show up your genuine, authentic self. When it comes to your money and your finances, you're going to get the most when you are the most assertive. When you know who the fuck you are. Okay, we have to start the timer. When you know who you are. When you are showing up and you are not willing to back down. That's when you're going to get the most success. That's when you're going to receive the most money. When you are standing your ground. Reflect on the past 30 years. Reflect on the past 10 years. Have you been standing your ground? Have you been showing up for yourself? Have you been boldly declaring what you want and what you need and what you desire and what you require in order to live a fulfilled life. And it's okay if you haven't. With Saturn in Aries, you probably have not. That's okay. But when you have those moments where it feels like you can't be yourself, when you have those moments where it feels like the world is telling you that you can't receive what you want, you can't receive the money that you need, how are you deciding to respond to that? Are you shrinking back within yourself? Are you giving up? Are you running away? Are you telling the story that you're the victim and everybody else is to blame? Or are you fighting for what you believe in? Are you refusing to take no as an answer? When it comes to your relationship with money, you need to be refusing to take no for an answer. That doesn't mean that you force people to pay you or you force people to hire you. That means you are not willing to accept the idea that you don't get taken care of financially. You are not willing to entertain the thought that you don't get to have what you want financially. You are not willing to tell the story that you're not worthy of being taken care of abundantly or whatever it is that you want in your money or in your career. That's the game that you're playing. If I was you, I wouldn't look at it as my Saturn return is happening, so now I have XYZ amount of time to get my shit together. I would be looking at my life and my reality and even the transits and asking myself, what opportunities am I being given to grow? Because your Saturn return lessons are still going to happen even if you're not looking at the astrology transits while it's going on. If I was you, I would take a break from the astrology transits. Because you're going to live your life and you're going to be triggered. I wasn't thinking about the Leo full moon, but now I'm here blow drying my hair. And I just had my friend mention the Leo full moon. I didn't even look at the transits. I have no idea when the full moon was. Was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? Is it today? I have no idea. I haven't looked it up. But am I being influenced by the Leo full moon? Yes, I am. The Leo full moon is happening in my 10th house, which is social media. And on the Leo full moon, I'm on social media doing my hair. So the transits are going to impact you and they're going to inspire you even when you're not keeping an eye on them. The reason why I say if I was you, I would take a break is because the astrology isn't helping you feel safe and secure and empowered. It's making you feel anxious and worried and stressed. You being anxious and worried and stressed is not going to help you ever. That's going to negatively impact your brain capacity. Because when you're stressed out and you're worried and you're anxious, your prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of creative solutions and problem solving, your prefrontal cortex is not all the way online because you're freaked out. So your body is like, I need to focus on survival. I don't care about creative solutions. I need to focus on staying alive. When you're consuming content, whether it's astrology, whether it's tarot, whatever, and it's activating your nervous system, it's negatively impacting your brain's capacity to function. So when you find yourself in those moments of feeling anxious, you need to find something that regulates you. When you're feeling anxious about your money and your finances and the astrological transits, maybe do EFT tapping, maybe do breath work. Find something that's going to help you to regulate yourself, to feel calm and to feel safe and to feel secure. That's what you want to focus on. From that place of safety and security, then you can start seeing yourself with more money. You can start healing your relationship with money, where you can start deliberately expecting money to come in, pulling out your journal, scripting. What would that experience be like if you trusted money to come in? What would that experience be like if money was always there for you? What would that experience be like if money was reliable in your life? What would you be thinking? How would you be feeling? From that place, then you'll receive the inspiration. We just talked about this. Okay. Let's pull some cards and see. That story of I'm trying, I'm taking 3 steps forward and I'm taking 4 steps back. You want to get inside of the free resource library and you want to do the 6 steps from stuck to self-aware journal, because there's a limiting belief there. The story that I can't get ahead, the story that I can't win, the story that I'm powerless, that's something that actually has to be dealt with, because it's something that's come up multiple times during this reading, right? I wasn't able to get what I wanted because of Neptune in my first house and other people projecting onto me. And that stopped me. I'm not able to go after my goals because I experience setbacks. Setbacks and challenges are a normal part of the process. That doesn't mean that you can't win. That doesn't mean that you can't grow. You are spot on with everything. Thank you. Perfect. So that's mindset stuff that has to be worked on. And it's not that it has to be perfect and you just flip the switch and all of a sudden everything is great. It's something that you work on gradually. You can look at the Saturn return as a launching pad that's going to powerfully set you up. The universe is just helping you. It's just supporting you right now. It's not judging you. It's not determining whether or not you're good enough. It's just a reflection for you. It's just a mirror for you, right? When Saturn leaves Aries and it moves into Taurus, God is not going to descend down from the heavens and say, so let's talk about your progress or lack thereof. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. It's just going to be you being given an opportunity to reflect. How have I been behaving? What have I been believing? And is that what I want to continue? What do I want to believe? What experience do I want to have moving forward? Okay, we're going to pull a couple cards and see what else is coming through for Sheila when it comes to money, finances, career. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is good. Oh, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is really, really good. We have the 10 of Cups, followed by the 8 of Cups, and then the 8 of Pentacles, then the Tower, then the Hermit card with the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Excuse me. What is going on here? Queen of Pentacles, this is you. Okay. Your relationship with your money is your relationship with yourself. The way that you treat your money is the way that you treat yourself. What experience do you have with your money right here and right now? Do you know with your bills what bills are due and when they're due and how much they cost? Do you know with your money how much you're spending every week? This is how much I need for groceries. This is how much I need for gas. This is how much I need for blah, blah, blah. This is how much I want to spend on fast food. Your relationship with money is your relationship with yourself. So as you're healing your relationship with money, you're healing your relationship with self. It's a great mindset shift for you to look at My phone did die, yes. Yes, I just posted on my YouTube. I'm back. My phone died, and then I went back onto YouTube. And then it said, continue stream. And so I just continued the stream. But I'm back. And we're halfway done with my hair. It's still curling in the middle and the back, but that's none of my business. I am a firm believer in the fact that what my hair looks like from behind, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. What my hair looks like from behind, I can't see that. It's none of my business. That's none of my business. Okay, I'm back. Sheila, I will let you watch the replay and catch up, but we should be fine now. So I'll add a couple more minutes to your timer because we're talking a little bit about this energy, this money energy, and then we'll stop. Okay. I'm back. I had to exit. No, it's fine. My phone died. And then I just came back. Okay. So perfect. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, the Tower, the Hermit. You're healing your relationship with money. The way that you treat your money it can be a reflection of the way that you treat yourself and the way that you take care of yourself. Just like you probably want to take a shower if you smell bad, or you want to brush your teeth if your teeth feel icky. You know what I mean? When it comes to your money and when it comes to your finances, this is about having that relationship with yourself where you take care of yourself and you support yourself. And this kind of feels like you have an experience like with your family, like you weren't like taught supportive things about money. You weren't taught like how to manage your money so that you're taken care of and you're safe and secure. And it feels like there's like a level of like responsibility that you were not taught. And so it's very important for you to practice focusing on that responsibility. I talk all the time about cash stuffing. I really like cash stuffing. I don't go to the bank and get money out and put it in envelopes and stuff like that, even though I might need to the way that I've been spending lately. But that might be something that you want to look into. The cash stuffing videos on YouTube. When women get paid, they will take their little spreadsheet or whatever their breakdown is. And it's like, okay, this portion of my paycheck goes towards my rent. This portion of my paycheck goes towards this bill. This portion of my paycheck goes towards food. This is how much I'm giving myself for fast food. This is how much I'm giving myself for blah, 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 blah. It's like having that plan of where your money is going might be something that's helpful to you, helpful for you. Okay. The message that's coming through is basically just having a little bit more intimacy with your money, intentionally healing your relationship with money. And also it's like your relationship with money and your relationship with allowing yourself to be taken care of. How you expect the world to show up for you. So in your scripting, I was actually about to buy a budgeting binder to start in February. Perfect. So aligned, so good. That's really, really good. So your next step in alignment with that is practicing telling the story that money is on your side and opportunities for money are finding you. Opportunities for money are coming into your life. And then also they're basically saying, get clear. With this Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles and the Tower and the Hermit, I feel like it's like, get clear on what you want. It's the same thing that we talked about in the past reading. Literally following your feelings is the greatest thing for you right now, because as you continue to uncover your feelings and you continue to see yourself succeeding, you're going to get powerful inspirations about what's your next step and what you actually want to do. Like this past month in January, I did not work in the way that I thought that I was going to work. I literally have an unlisted video on Patreon. I thought that I was going to launch a Patreon. I ended up not launching a Patreon. I'm journaling and I'm shifting energy and I'm like healing all of this stuff. I ended up like taking off the payment plans for my website. So now my courses are just like buy it once, pay in full, and then we're done. Because that was kind of like a source of like stress for me, or just like anxiety and worry for me. And I ended up having the epiphany of like, you know what, let's just do it, pay one and done, and then that'll be that on that. And it just, basically, I received a lot of changes. There's a lot of changes that happened for me mentally last month. And it's been because I've been tapping into the energy of being taken care of, tapping into the energy of being supported. I'm intentionally creating an experience where towards the end of the year, I'm not going to have the capacity to be working in my business the way that I've been working in my business for the past several years. And so now I had to get serious about how I want to start showing up now, so that by the time I get to the end of the year, I'm already going to be comfortable in that. I'm already going to have the life experience that I want with that. So as I've been journaling and scripting and doing EFT tapping over the past couple of months, specifically like December, like I'm always working towards growth, but I really have been locking in towards like December, end of November. I've been getting a lot of realizations and a lot of shifts and a lot of ideas and just a lot of things coming together. Okay, reality will be responding to you. So as you continue to focus on identifying how you feel, and as you continue to basically follow your heart, your path is just going to continue to become more and more illuminated. Any murkiness going on in your career where it's kind of like, it's a good job and it's good money, but it's not the greatest thing in the world, it's not all the money I want, or it's not work that I love doing, it's like your very clear next steps and what you want to do and what you want to create and what lights you up, like that's going to come to you and it's going to be so clear. I've been thinking for a really long time about creating a new YouTube channel, and now with everything that's going on and how things are falling, I have a very clear idea about what that channel is going to be and what I'm going to be doing on that YouTube channel. Okay, you know what I mean? So that's what I feel like it's going to be for you. Whether it's online content or it's doing local theater or whatever, your next step is going to be made abundantly clear. So continue building your intimacy with money, continue scripting or practice scripting and tapping into the energy of money being consistent for you. Be willing to heal your relationship with money where you now have a relationship with it where it doesn't cause you stress and anxiety. Worrying about bills and feeling uncertain about things, that can be a source of stress and anxiety. Feeling scared that there's not going to be enough coming in, that can be a source of stress and anxiety. So identifying where are those places in my relationship with money where I'm feeling stressed and creating things that solve that. Okay. Doing EFT tapping when you're feeling scared about whether or not there will be enough money to live the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. That's going to help you soothe your nervous system. And then you're going to tap into the energy of the kind of money that you want, the kind of money that you desire, being supported by money, feeling satisfied with your money. Okay. So don't forget, you want both of those elements in there. Identifying and processing and moving through that fear, and also telling the new stories, seeing yourself succeeding, seeing yourself getting what you want. Okay. Other than that, and everything else I said before, that's all that I got for you for this question. It was pretty straightforward, even though it might have taken me a million minutes to answer it, considering our technical difficulties and everything I was saying before, but it's fine. Okay, Glitterati Nails, you have a question, and then thank you so much. You're welcome, my love. Okay, Glitterati Nails, let me know what your question is, and then we will do it. And if anybody wants a reading, then now is the time. I really needed that. Good. I'm so happy that it was helpful to you, my love. I love to be of service. Okay, and while we wait for... There is nothing here. Okay. We can start. Oh, just kidding. No, we can't. There is a piece in the back. That's fine. We can leave that there. I literally detangled my hair before this. Stop playing with me. Okay. I don't have my, OMG, I don't have my heat on my blow dryer set all the way, so I think that's why. Will do. One moment. Okay, take your time. Literally, take your time. I have to More sections to go. Ow, that hurts. Okay. Oh my God, you guys. I'm so happy. There's so much good stuff that's happening in my life. I can't talk about any of it. I'm just having a great day. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'll do this section and then I'll answer that. Like, OMG diva. I'm so high that I'm on another altitude. Girl. Okay. I forgot halfway through that I didn't put on any heat protectant, but it's fine. Like, it's not fine, but it'll be okay. We'll be all right. Word to Kendrick Lamar. What is this? Okay. I'm not sure if I'm sure how's it going today? Is it coming back around? Yeah. There's something about us changed. I'm not sure I should show me Not sure if I should show you what I found. Oh my god. I'm finding it. Okay. The shock conification. My goodness gracious. This is why I need a layer. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need a bang here. I need a layer moment, you know? You get it. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is as good as she's gonna get. There's no heat protectant. Well, I have it, but I'm not gonna do it for just like a quarter and a half, like 3/4 of my head. Oh my god, I'm hot. Oh my god, I'm so hot. It's fine. It's fine. All I needed was for my hair to be dry so I can put it up in a clip. and it not feel so bulky. Okay. Ow, my eye, hold on. Okay. Let's do your question. All right. Let's get into it. We're gonna set our timer for 10 minutes. And since you kind of have 2-ish questions, I'll try to like break up the time evenly. All right. Timer, 10 minutes. Okay. How does he truly feel about me right now, and how should I interpret his lack of urgency or action towards me? But also take your time. Okay, got it. My ex and I have been on and off. We did reconnect briefly and spent time together on Friday. But as of today, I chose to stop engaging because I'm not feeling a sense of urgency anymore. Okay, interesting. Not feeling a sense of urgency. That's very interesting that you would use the phrase urgency. What does that mean for you? Does urgency, when you say urgency, do you mean like desire? Like, I want to be with you now? Do you feel like you are losing interest? Or when you say urgency, do you feel like, I don't know, like I have to have this relationship now? Like, tell me a little bit more about what you mean by urgency. And then we'll get into how does he really feel. So the ex, glitterati nails, and the ex. Okay. Alright. Glitterati nails and the ex. Glitterati. How's the ex really feel? This is so weird. How does the ex really feel? Queen of Swords. What is this guy's name? Or like, what's his sign or something? So that I can more easily tap into his energy. How does he really feel? This doesn't make sense. Okay, we have Judgment, the Queen of Swords, and the Star, but I'm gonna wait for you to tell me his name or something, because I feel difficulty tapping into the energy. And my fucking eye! My goodness gracious. Okay. His name is Joseph, and he's a Pisces. Got it. Okay, let's start this over. All right, Joseph. Joseph the Pisces. How does he feel? The Six of Swords. It just came out so quickly. The Six of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Chariot, Strength, and the Nine of Cups. Yesterday, I asked him if he wanted to sleep over. He said yes, and gave him a moment. 5 hours went by. He ended up like falling asleep. Oh my God. Okay. Six of Swords, Three of Wands, the Chariot, Strength, Nine of Cups. I'm not seeing anything malicious. We have the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I understand why you would say his lack of urgency. Where you would say his lack of urgency, I would say he's not prioritizing your connection. Is that what you're meaning? When it comes to urgency, oh, hold on, you put more stuff. I didn't see. I didn't see it in a sense of timing. I told him to come at 8:30. He said he was going to take a nap first, and then it didn't come for 3 more hours. Got it. Got it. Exactly. So he's not prioritizing this connection. So you're like, how do you feel about me, Joseph? Because you're not acting like you give a damn. I knew a Pisces man once. He and I had the same birthday. We went to the same college. And he ended up being my plug, I think like once. And he kind of gives me the same energy. He was like, I don't want to say he was apathetic, because he was kind of like a smiley guy, but he was just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what's happening. And I'll see if that's relevant. Joseph the Pisces. Oh my God, we have the Nine of Cups again. The Lovers. The Magician, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. I don't think that he feels badly about you, but it's very interesting. Okay, so let me explain exactly how I feel and what I'm seeing. With the energy of the Nine of Cups, it's very interesting because he sees you as wish fulfillment for him. Bottom line, Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. He's kind of selfish and immature. That's the problem. With this energy, we got the Nine of Cups coming out twice. That means he sees you as wish fulfillment, which is in general a very good thing. But what's interesting is that we don't have the Ten of Cups. We don't have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, I wouldn't normally say that we would have to get those energies, but it's like we don't even have the Two of Cups. We just have the Nine of Cups 2 times. We only have 2 cards out of all of these cards that have cups. Cups represent emotions in tarot. We got 2 cards that represent emotions. They're both the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. I got everything I wanted, but it's personal wish fulfillment. It's me, 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 me. And so what I would have wanted to see as I grabbed a different deck and I pulled more cards, I would have wanted to see 10 of Cups. I would have wanted to see 10 of Pentacles. To me, that would have communicated, I see us having something long-term. I feel happiness with you. There's like a mutual flow and exchange and back and forth. But that doesn't feel like what's happening here. It feels like with the energy of the Nine of Cups, he likes what you give to him. He likes how you make him feel. It's like he likes you. He thinks that you're pretty. He is attracted to you. We have the energy of the Strength card with the Six of Wands, with the King of Wands. He's a Pisces. He's a water sign. We don't have a King of Cups here. We don't have a Page of Cups here. This is a very ego-based connection for him. And I'm not saying that he's consciously thinking, no, she's just going to be here to satisfy my ego. This is not somebody who is in a place where... Hold on, let me look at the other cards before I speak. Oh. 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands. This energy just doesn't feel long lasting. He feels like he likes it. He feels like Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight. He'll come in really quickly, but he'll leave just as quickly as he came. The 8 of Wands is fast moving energy, but there's no staying power here. It's almost like he likes the way that you make him feel. He likes being around you. It's like he likes being connected to you, but in his mind, when he's thinking about you, when he's thinking about the connection, and he's thinking about the way that you guys feel, it's like, it's not like, I could see us getting married and I could see us having kids. And he just might not be in that place in his life where that's what he wants. Before I broke up with him, he made me such a priority, but now he's just like not, which is understandable. Yeah, I guess, but it's clear he just wants access and nothing else. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. I would say that he's not emotionally invested in this. I would even go as far to say, because you broke up with him, it's like, yeah, because the ego is so involved here, it could be an energy of game playing. You broke up with me and that hurt my ego. And so now I'm going to do things. I'm going to get your hopes up. And then I'm going to not show up. I'm going to not deliver. That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's how I would interpret this. With the energy of the 3 of Wands, I would say that he feels distant from you. Like emotionally, he feels distant. He doesn't feel emotionally invested in this connection. Like, let's get back together. Let's get more committed. Let's move in. Let's do this. He doesn't feel that. He doesn't feel that. He is attracted to you. He wants to be around you. He likes being connected with you. With the energy of the Lovers, give me a clarification for the Lovers, the Moon. It's almost like, in a way, he still feels the way that he felt for you, but the two of you would need to have real, genuine, authentic connection that I don't feel he is like ready to have. You would have to have genuine, authentic connection about how the breakup hurt him. You would have to have genuine, authentic connection around how that triggered feelings of abandonment around him. Like, the Moon is things being murky, things being unclear, things not being communicated, secrets, you know? So it's like, he's emotionally distant. I don't see him as wanting to invest in this situation, but it's kind of like a part of him does, but a part of him is like, no, I'm not going to treat you the way that I used to treat you just for you to discard me. And so there's some fear there. The Moon can represent our fears. He has fears. So when it comes down to you, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's about interpreting his, well, sure, I guess we have already kind of interpreted his nonchalantness, I guess, and his kind of being like disrespectful, really, because it's just like him not showing up, him not prioritizing connecting with you. It's disrespectful. You say you don't feel that sense of urgency towards him. I would sit and I would ask the question, why did you break up with him? And I'm not saying that that has to be the reason why you decide to end the relationship now, or whether or not the relationship needs to be ended. Excuse me. But was there a conversation had about why you broke up with him? And was there a conversation had about what those problems were and what solutions need to be created after the fact? Or was it just, we broke up, now let's try it again? Is it one of those things where, you know, they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result? Is there growth and expansion? Is there growth when it comes to intimacy? There's a timer, we're almost done. Is there growth and expansion? Is there growth when it comes to intimacy? Is there growth when it comes to communication? Because I feel like there's a lot of things that he's not saying. With the energy of the Seven of Pentacles, he doesn't feel satisfied in this, like, connection, in this experience. What is the Ace of Swords? The Hermit card. Exactly. There's things that he's not saying. There's things that he wants to say that he's not saying. And so it's almost like he's communicating with his actions the things that he doesn't want to communicate verbally. And so then you're having this experience where it's like, what's going on? Why are you behaving in this way? He has communication skills that need to be developed and like worked through, because he didn't make smart decisions for himself or me. And I told him this when I broke up with him. Then we started to vibe a bit because of sex. LOL. Yeah, this might be one of those things where, no, I'm not going to say that. What I'll say is you sit and reflect on whether or not this is something that you want. And if what you want is just a friends with benefits situation, this would be wonderful for that. But if what you want is commitment and all of that stuff, I don't see him as being ready to give that to you. Does he feel a connection to you? Yes. Would he describe you as a soulmate? I don't know what terms he would use consciously, but what I can feel, he feels a soulmate connection to you. You know what I mean? I feel connected to you. I feel attracted to you, but this is somebody who can become emotionally detached. Again, there's that emotional distance. There's a feeling of being afraid, not opening up, not being vulnerable, like there's stuff. So the reasons why you guys broke up, he has not moved through that. Until he decides to change that, it's not going to change. And for you, the question is, what kind of experience do you want? And what kind of a relationship do you want with a man? If you didn't want to walk away from him completely, you might just take a step back and start tapping into the energy through your journaling, through your EFT tapping. You might start tapping into the energy of being prioritized by a man and being in a relationship with a man who's very responsible for himself and for others. A man who's really in that position of leadership and who really has the capacity to love you and show up for you. And as you tap into the energy of that ideal relationship and that ideal partner, maybe he decides, I want to make a change for the better. Or you attract in a new person. You know what I mean? But that's what I feel. Yeah, he's saying things that he doesn't mean. Yes. I feel very clearly that he's not being honest with you about how he really feels. And I don't get, like, we don't have the Seven of Swords here. I don't get that he is intentionally being deceitful. Whatever breakup happened between you guys and whatever he's been going through in his life, it's triggered that subconscious experience, like that subconscious story that basically says, I can't express how I feel. I don't know how I feel. It's not safe to express my emotions. It's not safe to be genuine. It's not safe to be authentic. It's like, this isn't something that has to do with you. This is something that this is one of those things where, like I said, you need to sit and reflect on whether or not you really want this connection, because this is somebody who really needs therapy. And that's not a bad thing or a negative thing. It's just like he has emotional skills and different things like that he has to develop. And so this would be a journey. This is not he's going to fix one thing, we're going to flip a switch, and all of a sudden the relationship is going to be perfect and all of the problems are going to be solved. This is somebody who has some stuff that needs to be unpacked and moved through. So if this is not someone that you want to be there for in the long haul and dealing with that, I would just kind of cut it off or do a friends with benefits thing, and focus on yourself and focus on what you want and focus on what you desire regardless. And if he changes, and decides to shift, that's great. But this makes a lot of sense. He is very much like the Pisces guy that I knew when I was in college. Kind of like someone who disassociates a lot. Somebody who's not fully present, like in their physical body, not fully present here in this moment. When he's triggered, he like leaves, his physical body. He's not here. He's not present. And so like those are coping mechanisms that need to be healed. And he has to actually develop tools so that he can stay in this present moment and he can be honest about how he feels and what's alive within him. Because he's a Pisces man, this is obviously, it will make sense that this is something that he has struggled with for a majority of his life. So again, it's going to take time and energy and effort. That's all that I can say with this. So I don't know if that's a journey that you're interested in going on. Okay, Glitterati Nails, I love your name, by the way, your username. So fabulous. Are you like a nail tech? Tell me. And if you're not, that's okay. And you just like glitter nails. I can get into that. My toenails are glittery right now. Okay, but other than that, thank you for asking that question and you're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. Okay. Okay, we have one more section and then we're going to be all done. And then I'm going to get off here. So if anybody wants a reading, you have until I'm done blow drying this part of my hair. Thank you. I was using YouTube to like show nails I was making when I was unemployed, LOL. That's really cool. That's really awesome. I love creativity and I love nail videos. I love that. I'm not a nail tech. It was a hobby. Thank you. You're welcome. And it's still cool. I do nails as a hobby, on myself. And I think it's super dope. Okay. I'm cramping. My freaking period is coming any second now. It's so weird how January being such a long month, like, I don't know, it just kind of threw me off a little bit. again, this is therapeutic for me. Really? Watching me blow dry my hair is therapeutic for you? I love that. I realize my hair is just going to be a little poofy, a little thick, which is fine. I like a blow dry because I'm okay with volume and texture in my hair. I just need her to be a little bit less thick. Oh my god. It's like an oddly satisfying video. LOL, but I love your thickness and length. Thank you. I appreciate it. One last piece. One last piece, probably two last pieces. Oh my god, don't you hate that when you go get your hair done and then you're like, perfect, it's the last piece. And then the woman doing your hair splits it into like two more fucking pieces. You're like, oh my god. Like, I could have swore that was the last piece. And that has to get split again. Hi, Cassie. How are you? You're so hilarious in your reads, and I love your laugh. Thank you, my love. Girl, yes, you've just inspired me to finish. Oh, that's a little wet still. That's okay. You just inspired me to finish blowing mine out tomorrow. I have to finish the job. Oh, my God. Listen, I have been meaning to blow dry my hair for about 2 weeks. So, trust me. I understand the experience of beginning a process and I'm gonna take a little break in between. But I love that. I am becoming someone, I think I'm gonna keep my hair kind of blow dried. I don't know how I feel about it. We're gonna find out. But I think I'm gonna keep it blow dried and stretched out. I don't know for how long, but I think that's the plan. You know when you get to like the fourth quadrant of your hair and you're like, fuck this shit. Fuck! I'm actually done. I'm actually finished. I'm actually done. It's too much. My love. Okay. Last one. Last one, yeah. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious. Like, oh my God. I am the poster child for the Leo full moon. Tell me that's not a fucking lion's mane. Oh my God. Please. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I'm about to pass out. Okay. That's the guy who sent me. I'm looking for a hair tie that's not wet. And I'm trying everything. Why be great till they gotta be great? Tell this straight to my face. Down on the salon chair. Okay. I lied. I'm just gonna use a clip. And I do need to trim my ends because they're getting tangled all easily. Oh my God. My freaking goodness gracious. I'm like so afraid that all of my hair ties are wet. This is moist. Okay. I have other hair ties somewhere. Oh, don't I know? I do. And one there. I have a little cheetah print moment that we can use. I'm gonna hit you back in a minute. I don't play tag, bitch, I've been it. Okay, I'm done. Love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. I'm about to go to the grocery store, I think. Like, oh my God. Oh, that's it. That's the whole everything. That's my desire. I just blow dried my hair so that I can put it all up without having to fight for my life. But I like to put my hair, you see in my videos, I like to put my hair down and back, but to get the hair to stay and lay, I sometimes use water. I contemplate using gel, but I don't want to use gel because I don't want it to dry out my hair. So now I'm figuring out what I'm gonna do to keep my hair kind of like slicked back, but I need to get out of this hot ass bathroom. So beautiful, friend. I'm proud of you. It's time to go to sleep after this. No, seriously. And it's 9:44. You're right. I do. Damn. I was going to go to the grocery store. It's actually very late at night. I'm supposed to be making carne asada tacos for dinner. I don't know if that's going to happen. Anyway, let me go figure out my life. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.